So I want to take a second to talk about UNOS. UNOS, for those of you who are unfamiliar with what that is, UNOS is the United Network of Organ Sharing. So basically what they do is they are a non-profit private organization that connects people who need organs with the people who are willing to give organs. And what they do is they have this database, this computer that they punch in all your stats, like everything about you, every blood test, everything from blood type to height, weight, sex, everything about you, race, all of it. It all goes into this database, and this database runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And it runs this algorithm with you, like say me, for example. Like I'm type O blood. I can only get organs from people with type O blood, right? I'm a universal donor, but I'm not a universal recipient. So I can only receive organs from people with O type blood, right? So in this algorithm, in this database, they will take me, my name, my stats, and then they'll run it against all of the hundreds of thousands of people in this database to find the best match for me. And once I have been matched with someone based off of their criteria of what they need and what they're looking for, then they contact the transplant center, and then they call me. And then they procure the organ, and then they bring it to the transplant center, then they put it inside me. But it's also a two-pronged attack. It's not just UNOS. It's the OPO, and it's the organ procurement, organ procurement organization. I believe that's what it's called. And what that organization does is that organization gets in contact with people who want to donate organs from their deceased relatives. So once someone expresses an interest to want to give one of their deceased family members' organs to someone to give back, they contact the OPO organization, and then they connect, and then the organ is procured, harvested, and then it's put into the system, the pool of people who need organs. Kidney transplants, liver transplants, heart valves, skin tissue, blood, all of that stuff, right? And then it's distributed accordingly. But that's sort of how the UNOS database works. And, you know, it's kind of bittersweet that, you know, they're making all these advancements in how they procure organs and how they go about it to make it easier and make it faster for people to get organs, but it's still this long, arduous process that just grinds you down, despite the fact that you have this computer that's running constantly to get you an organ. You know, like there's still a possibility that I have to wait 5 to 10 years for a potential organ, despite the fact that I'm like in this algorithm that's, you know, hopefully running, you know, at a rapid pace in order to be able to find a match for me before I'm too old for it to matter, you know. And they also are starting to incorporate things like wait time and age, and I think they call it longevity matching is a new thing that they're starting to incorporate. So they wouldn't give me a kidney from somebody that's 60 years old, right? Hence the word longevity They want an organ that is going to more or less age with you. So they would give you a kidney according to someone that is closer to your age. So I'm 36, so they would theoretically want to give me a kidney from someone that is also, they want to procure a kidney from someone that is also 36. So that way I would have a relatively healthier kidney that will grow with me, as opposed to having an aged or damaged kidney, or one that is coming from someone that is high risk, that would decrease my chances of, living a longer life and not having to go back through the kidney transplant process and possibly starting all over again. Another factor that the UNOS takes into consideration is antibody counts. That's a big deal. How many blood transfusions have you gotten? How many transplants have you gotten before the current transplant that you need? Because those antibody counts matter. The higher the antibody level, the higher the risk of kidney rejection, even with immunosuppressants. Right, that's a thing. Right, luckily I haven't had a blood transfusion in years, since my chemotherapy days. And I've never had a kidney transplant or any sort of transplant of any kind. So, I'm doing good there. But these are all factors that they take into account before they just give you a kidney. You know what I mean? I'd be lying to you if I said that I wish that the process was considerably much faster. You know what I mean? But I'm seeing a trend of the supply is less than the demand. So you have more people that need kidneys than there's kidneys out there. And it's not as easy as just taking a kidney from a dead person. Like, there are procedures that you have to go through, and in order for the UNOS database to match you with a kidney, it has to be right. They can't just give you a whatever kidney. It has to be right. Like, the match, it has to be, in a high percentile of success. And it has to be a high percentile of it taking and activating and coming to life once they give it to you. But most kidneys that people usually get, if they can't find a living donor, are people that are deceased, people who have died tragically, and their family wants to give back. They want to give the gift of life to someone who is still here and still alive, right? But that's where most of these kidneys are coming from, unless somebody comes forth and they donate. And finding a living donor is, unless you know someone, is extremely difficult to find. For me, my sphere of influence is very small. And the likelihood of me finding someone that's willing to donate a kidney to me so that way I could continue to live my life, let alone someone that's, O blood type, is pretty slim.